Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Detroit bass players, guess who we're in the house with? We're in the house with the legend himself, one of the baddest bass players on the planet.
Who is that?
Mr. Ralphe Armstrong. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing everybody I can, but look like they're doing me.
And we here at the U Detroit Cafe, coming to hang out with Ralphe, ask him a few questions. You know, like I always like to ask, even if I know the answer sometimes, some people might not know the answer, I like to ask stuff like, well, when did you start playing, man? When did you start playing bass and why?
When did I start playing?
The bass?
I started playing the bass at the age of 7. My uncle, Lee Crockett Armstrong, worked for Cadillac, and he had this beautiful K bass. It was golden. And my dad tried to get me to play the violin, and I thought the violin was, excuse the expression, sissified. And I said, Daddy, I don't want to play the bass. I want to be like Uncle Lee, LC. And LC had a gold bass, which had that big sound, and he was masculine and drove a Cadillac car. I said, shoot, I want to play the doggone bass. I love the deep sound. And I tried playing the violin as a kid, but I couldn't get a sound out of it. It was just squeaky, squeak, squeak, you know.
Right. And you've been playing that, that's been a long time or just a couple of years?
Well, I've been playing since I was 7, but I started playing professionally at the age of 13. That's when I joined the American Federation of Musicians. And at that time I was playing around Detroit with groups like the Fantastic Four, Carl Carlton. Oh man, I played with the Delphonics. God, all of the, Local 876. What was the Shy Lights? I played with the Shy Lights as a kid. And after that, I was around, the Motown cats. I ended up playing with the Miracles at the age of 14. And after that, I ended up meeting James Jamerson, and he gave me a lot of pointers on the bass, because James Jamerson was an excellent bass violinist.
Right.
And he just started telling me about the technique and the fretless bass. And after that, I wanted to know about the fretless electric bass, and I got one. And when I went to Connecticut to meet John McLaughlin, I auditioned for John McLaughlin, and he was so fascinated by the fretless bass that he gave me the job. And at the same time, it's a true story, there are a lot of people that are living, like Narada Walden and Greg Fell and Sandy Turano, who were there. And Jaco Pastorius came up, and he didn't get the gig because he didn't have a fretless bass. The only fretless bass at that time was like Fender Precision. And he ripped the frets out of his jazz bass, and that's how I got the gig. But if it wasn't for James Jamerson, I don't think me or Jaco, none of us would have had a fretless bass.
We ain't trying to keep you, man. We just wanted to ask you a few questions about tonight. Again, you're performing at your Friday night. Is that every Friday night you do this? Well,
we try to do it 3 Fridays a month at U Detroit Cafe. And what it is my show, and my show is about what's positive in Detroit, and it's giving the Detroit artists a place to come play and get national recognition all over the world, because there's so much negativity that we hear about Detroit, which is, like any other city in the United States, and we're trying to show the world all of the great talent we have here. There's so much culture in Detroit. There's so many great musicians in Detroit. There's so many fancy dressers in Detroit that walk by like Wesley Gullett and Furriers, but there's so much going on in this city that's positive. So we can't let the negativity overwhelm us. And I'm looking for support for it. People don't know it costs a fortune to edit the videos and production. This is television.
That's right.
And people have to understand, I don't have to live here.
Right.
I decided to stay here and try to make this city better and give the young people a place to go, make it more cosmopolitan. That's my main objective.
We appreciate it. And I heard about this. I'm not sure about it, but you're trying to raise funds so this show don't get the plug don't get pulled on your live shows. What is this program you're doing trying to raise money?
I'm doing a Kickstarter to raise money to do the editing of we have about 60 shows to be edited. you know, and it's expensive, you know, and then we got CDs and DVDs, and everybody who comes on this show, if I get the funding, we're trying to get it syndicated. We'll get a check from the Musicians Union and residuals, you know, give somebody something to look for in their career, you know, and who knows who'll watch it, you know, once we get going, you know.
Exactly. Where can we find it now? Where
you can get it, just Google Ralphe Armstrong Show, and all of the shows are archived on my Facebook show page, the Ralphe Armstrong Show Facebook page.
Okay, and the name of the program again, where we can send funds and help support it?
The Ralphe Armstrong Kickstarter project. You can go to Kickstarter and you can see everything on the show, even Wesley Gullet.
Okay, so I'll probably put a caption on that website in case somebody wanted to get on there. And on behalf of Detroit bass players, we like to thank Mr. Ralphe Armstrong, the worldwide legend, one of my favorite of all time. I put you up there with my boys Jocko and Stanley. You right there.
Stanley is one of my dearest friends, and I love him with all my heart.
We talking about Stanley Clark.
That's my road dog. He is a friend to the end, baby.
Okay.
He got a big head. Sometimes he get busy, but he is a real friend.
Well, you know, Jocko always said it ain't bragging if you can back it up. Hope y'all can back it up.
Right, because every time I see you play, my jaw drops. It's like, oh, how did he do that? I wish I had more time so I can ask you questions like, do you cut your fingernails, you bite them?
Oh, yeah, I cut my fingernails. I don't know, I use emery board, baby.
the fretboard, how you know the fret? So, in other words, what I'm saying, I'm going to let you get back to your show, but can we get another one later on and talk some real bass and educate?
Come back next Friday if you want. I don't care.
Okay, I can come back next Friday and the next Friday.
All my bass player friends, keep a clear head and study the bass. Peace out, baby.
All right, thank you.